Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Good morning. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler with you on your Monday morning. Yes, it's Monday once again, but it was the biggest night in Hollywood last night, so obviously we're all very excited, right?
Is anybody even going to work today?
I don't even think so.
I don't know.
Post-Oscar blues.
That's what I'm telling you, there's an Oscar hangover.
That's right. This voice you're hearing right now, you may recognize from the Deztro Show. Man, it's so good to have you in town. Dez Loreen in the Studio One this morning. What's up, man?
Not too much, Jesse. Let me tell you, man, late night vibes invading the early mornings, I tell you, Trying to keep it clean, gonna keep it clean. I didn't bring any metal with me, so
don't bother. Let's go dirty.
That's awesome.
No, it's all try to keep it. We try to keep the shh and the little under wraps on the morning show.
I do too. I've noticed that I'm murmuring them now more than I am actually saying them out loud. Yeah.
Like mumble under your breath.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I realized after the fact that, okay, good, my autopilot's kicking in
there. There you go. Yes. Good, man. Well, thanks for being here. I know you're in town for the week. Dead North is this week. You've got a film in. I've got something that I'm in there as well.
Yep.
Very exciting. We'll talk about all things movie because I know you're a big movie guy.
For sure.
We'll also talk about a little bit of wrestling, man. You got some really cool news coming up. So,
dude, there's big things in the works. Big things in the works.
You want to tease it or you want to let people know?
Not yet. Not yet.
Right on, man. So cool to be here. Dez is going to be here all morning long. Scott just walked in. I just saw him. He gave me some wicked side eye, but he's coming in the studio, and we'll just play it like we usually play it, man. Cool. Fast and loose.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Is there any other way on the Cabin?
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Lekter all of a sudden just strolled right in. And Dez Loreen, what's going on, man?
This is it, just like I said, enjoying my time here in Yellowknife. We had training course this weekend.
Yep.
Kenny Chaplin was up from Regina, and that was great. Thanks again to Jeremy Womp, NWTPMA, Camel at the Film Commission.
Whoa, free advertising.
Hey, everybody else, let me say, sometimes you got to put your mouth on the government teat there a little bit, okay?
Right. Free plugs, get them out Monday morning.
Yeah, there you
exactly.
go.
Right,
get out of my system. Get out of my system.
I'd like to thank Subway for giving me lunch.
Exactly.
You are. You're all over the place, man. I mean, you've got this show. You've done Inuvik TV. Are you the head of the Inuvi Alouette Communications Society?
Yeah. So I'm managing. Yeah.
You are managing. You're also a city councilor.
Yeah.
You're also deputy mayor.
I'm the assistant deputy mayor. Right?
Okay.
So
assistant to the deputy mayor.
No. Very good. We've made that joke many times, and I'm still trying to come out from under that rock.
It's the first time I got to make it.
That's wicked. That's great. Oh, that's
first
great.
time I heard it.
I get called the acting mayor. And I just straight up said one time to me, I'm like, no, Mr. Mayor is fine.
Yeah.
And to a whole grown up, ooh. So Natasha out there, no, I'm not trying to take your job yet.
And you are best friends with Chris Jericho.
Well, man, so this is it, right? That's what's happening now.
This is so cool.
Is I got introduced to Jericho, and when I got told that he remembered me and that he was asking if I was coming to the Fozzy show in December, I was like, no way. Like, there's no way Jericho's actually got me on the radar. And then it's funny because apparently I'm a memorable person, right? I make an impression. I don't know. So then it was actually freaky because it was the night after the Jericho concert.
Yeah.
He recognized me, of course, right away during the meet and greet. So when it came time for them to play the set, it's like, who's got requests?
Yeah.
Hey, we got Dez. Hey, what's up? My buddy Dave was on your show a couple times. That's awesome. And I'm like, the groundwork is just being laid here, right? Just let's do this. And so the next day we're at Denny's for breakfast, and I'm feeling obviously sick as I would be from last night's parties or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to eat these things. But they've also got this Grinch promotion going on at Denny's where they dye all the food green. So you got green pancakes, you got green everything. And I'm like,
that's awful.
I'm like, this is the last thing I want to see at this state of my mind right now, my body, right?
Especially at Denny's of all places. Like, there's a few restaurants that could get away with that, and you'd be like, all right, but this one's like, it's a little too close.
I don't know that there is a restaurant that can get away with that.
There might be, but not a chain.
We dipped everything green. It's great. I don't know. I don't think McDonald's could do that or anything.
No, I think it's pretty. It's unappetizing.
Smitty's, no.
Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by McDonald's. And green Big Mac.
Exactly, right? Or the black buns too. The same thing. I don't know.
That was in Japan. They had black buns.
That's right.
Yeah. But for just before we get into it, I'm sure all of our listeners know who Chris Jericho is. I know you two are huge wrestling fans. He's a legendary wrestler from Winnipeg and has been in the WWE. Not in the WWE anymore, right?
No,
right. But he was there for like 15 years.
Yeah. Well, I think right now when it was pretty petty of them. As soon as he signed the AEW deal, they actually took him off the opening vignette of the Then Now Forever WWE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like and he didn't even have a big part in it. It was just like one of those
Not
things where
petty
they got
at all.
a film reel.
Well,
and he was a square of it,
Yeah, yeah.
and they very noticeably said, "Okay, now he's been replaced by another guy in this thing."
They just left it black.
Yeah, they just scribbled his face out, right?
They put Kofi in there.
There
Kofi
you go.
Kingston.
Oh, they totally
Not
should.
petty
Kofi
at
should.
all.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been pulling for Kofi for 10 years.
But that's it. And I've been waiting for the New Day to do something big. And yeah, anyways, we're getting
That's so cool though, man. So you've got him lined up.
Well, that's it. So it started with we're at Denny's and I'm feeling hungover, and all of a sudden I look at my phone and Instagram and it says Chris Jericho Fozzy is now following you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, like this just like changed my whole. I couldn't eat anymore, right? I just started freaking out. I'm like, what's going on here?
You pushed your green pancake.
And well, they were eating the green pancake. I had like a regular breakfast because I'm not weird like
Which was also green.
Well, it was also green. Yeah, the bread was green, but for different reasons.
That's right.
It was just a little bit older, I think, right? It was just a little bit older.
It was a downtown Denny.
It was, though. It was, actually. That's funny. And so I thought to myself, like, wow, this is actually happening now. So obviously when you tag somebody on Twitter or Instagram, it's just kind of courtesy that you hit that. It doesn't take a second for you to hit like, right?
Yeah.
And Jericho is very active on social media like that. So I always thought, cool. He's, especially because he's promoting the cruise and the shows. Of course, he's going to be reacting to fans and being the cool guy, right? But now for him to be liking pictures of my family and my dog and stuff like this just out of nowhere.
That's different.
Unsolicited. It's just kind of like, wow. So I've actually got a mutual friend that knows him before this, right? So now we got on the cruise together, the three of us. He actually put us up on his Instagram story. So
Nice.
we were actually featured on his Instagram story, and people are calling me or messaging me and like, oh man, this is freaky. So what happens is if you've ever been tagged in an Instagram story, it shows up in your messages as Chris Jericho Fozzy added to his Instagram story. And now as I see that as a message, I just hit the heart on that little message there.
Yeah.
And then he replies back, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. And I'm like, okay, hang on now. I'm actually
Your buds now.
Yeah, listen, I'm chatting with him.
Yeah,
and that's when I figured. I was like, you know what? I've interviewed his best friend, his childhood friend, Dave Spivak. We've had him on the program now 3 times. And the first 2 times, Dave said, hey, Chris wants to hear the interview. So I've sent him the MP3. And so I figured, well, I told Dave about the 3rd interview. It's online now on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/the Deztro Show.
Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by SoundCloud.
Exactly.
Slash.
Yes. Flash. And so we get the interview online, and I figure, okay, I'm just going to take the initiative now. I'm not going to let Dave tell Chris about this. I'm going to tell Chris about this interview's online.
Yeah.
So I send him an Instagram message. I say, hey, Chris, Dave's interview, the 3rd interview's online. And then I'm like, do it. And if you ever want a spot on the show, we've always got time to interview, right? And then send. And then it said seen like 10 minutes later. And I'm like, all right. That was the longest hour and a half of my life.
Sweating.
Yeah, right.
Get a reply.
Right. And so then I look back casually whenever I'm looking at my phone, like I always do, because I'm very addicted to this technology.
Fair.
I couldn't believe it.
Fair.
And I spend a lot of time on social media. It's crazy. And I see that I got a message from Chris Jericho, and he says, "Hey man, that's great. I'll listen to the Dave interview soon. And sure, let's do it."
Wow.
And I'm freaking out. Like I'm freaking because like I didn't tell anybody I even took my shot here. I didn't shoot I shot my shot, but I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Because if it failed, I just wanted it to go away quietly. Right?
This never happened.
Yeah, never happened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you ask Chris for an interview through
No.
Instagram?
Absolutely
No. Why
not.
would I do that? Why?
I must have gotten hacked.
I barely know the guy. Why would I ever
Got
do
such
that?
a busy
right?
schedule. Couldn't even fit him in if we had.
Yeah,
if we
exactly.
tried.
I told him maybe in 2020 we'll try to fit you in somewhere here if we can get a longer format show. But but yeah, and so now there we are, and we're lining it up here, trying to make it happen probably in the next few weeks or so.
Beautiful.
But honestly, I said it's up to his schedule. I'm not gonna. And if he's in Japan, I'll wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've been preparing a long time for this, which is really weird because then, like you said, we like wrestling. We've been talking about wrestling here. I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Jericho since he was in WCW, following his career, listening to Fozzy now, and now it's like, now it's like this guy with 3.1 million followers, is gonna talk to me because he remembers me.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so I went to Dave right away. I went to our buddy Dave, our mutual friend, and I sent him a screenshot of Jericho agreeing to it. And I send it to him, and Dave comes right back to me. He says, LMAO, Chris sent me the same thing. And I told him, do the show, bro. This guy's good. He loves you, man. He likes you. So just go with it, right?
Sweet.
So it's like, wow. I still can't even believe it, man.
It's amazing.
And that'll be on the Deztro Show on Cabin Radio.
That's right.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
right
I
here.
love that.
Yep, exactly.
I love it.
Cabin Radio exclusive.
That's incredibly exciting, man. I know, you're obviously, I can feel how excited you are from right over here.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
No, I'm giving off heat here. In the
Yeah,
studio.
that's right. just we all are.
Feel the heat. Put your hands out here, boys.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, God. It's so wet. We got
Can we say moist on a Monday?
Yes.
Moist Mondays.
Moist Mondays, mornings at the cabin.
I was going to say maybe
MMATC.
second break, but there we go. It's Moist Monday.
Yeah. We don't.
All right.
Phone calls are coming in. We're lighting up here, boys.
All right, we'll be back with more from Dez. We got plenty to talk about. Dead North coming up. We haven't even touched on the Oscars. And
I thought we were going to talk about the Oscars.
We were. And
We'll
then
get
he
there.
hijacked the whole thing.
I talk too much.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Dez has been regaling us with tales of his meeting of Chris Jericho, and we love it, man. It's been very cool to hear these stories. We're going to save that for your show, though.
Yes.
You tell
yes.
all those stories on your
Oh,
show.
for sure.
You guys don't.
So you got to
get
tune
there.
in.
You
Thursday
gotta,
night.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. We get it all for free. You guys got to tune in. Also for free.
Exactly.
Until Jericho comes to Yellowknife.
That's right.
inevitably. And then we'll just steal him, have him on the show.
And that's it. Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
And we can
then-
fight over it.
And
Yes.
I tune in on Thursday night after submitting my show, and then nothing plays, and I'm like, "What happened, guys?" And then
We took that. It's on the morning show.
yeah.
That's right. So last night, obviously, huge night for movie fans. Neither of you watched it.
Well, that's funny. Yeah, exactly.
I managed. Well, the thing is, like, I don't have cable, and before ABC and CTV would stream it. They'd stream it, and you'd be able to watch it. Now they do not do that. You have to have a cable subscription to stream it through their website.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, CTV's gotten real bad at that. So you have to have, like, they have Northwest Tel there on you can pick which system you're on. You have Northwest Tel there, but you have to have a cable subscription to live stream from their website
Wow.
the Oscars. So I found an illegal one, obviously.
I was going to say pirated. That was
yeah,
where I was
no,
going
it's
next.
super easy to do that. And so we watched it, and it was a good show. I mean, no host. It didn't really notice.
How did
Didn't
that
really
work?
notice.
Yeah.
How did that work?
Well, it's just like everyone that presented anything would just. It was basically like the show would work anyway, except without the breaks with the host.
And without the uncomfortable banter. That's
Yeah,
everything.
well, no, there's always uncomfortable banter.
Yeah.
Because two people come out, like two actors would come out to do a
right.
presentation, and they'd be like, the art of sound is defined by the dictionary as being able to hear things. Daniel, that's right. And then they, keep going on that.
And the nominees are.
And the nominees are. And it was a pretty good show. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see Queen. They opened the show.
Yeah.
I saw that,
with Adam
actually.
Lambert.
That
And I
was
didn't
really
get a chance to see that because I hadn't gotten the stream yet. But Shallow, as performed by Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, is like they
And that's the
lights
big
came
duet
down.
from the movie, right?
That's right. The lights came down and they came out of their seats in the front row and did it. It was incredible. It was incredible. Like, I mean, the song is the song. It's a pretty good song. It's
Yeah.
like our generation or this generation's "My Heart Will Go On," but like it's a solid song. But those two together, if they're not like together,
In
they're
love.
very good. They're
Yeah,
very
wow,
good.
yeah.
Like the chemistry between those two, like it felt like everybody in the room was like, "Should we go? Should we
leave
not
them?
be here?"
Is this
At one
it?
point, it looked like they were gonna kiss.
Oh, really?
Are
Yeah, yeah.
intruding
Like,
on-
oh, absolutely, man. Lady,
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody's
and
kinda
then,
looking
but
down.
like, as I saw more and more of like footage from like all these other like junkets and things like that, I think that's just how Lady Gaga looks at people. Like she looks at them with just so much adoration.
Right.
Yeah, and it was pretty incredible. But like some awards, the Best Picture award, people are calling it like a Crash level Best Picture. It was Green Book.
Yeah.
Which is being
Okay.
kind of criticized. Like it's got great performance, but being kind of criticized is kind of like.
What's the story here? What's
Well,
the
what's
message,
the
right?
story? But also, like our generation's, or this generation's, pardon me, again, this generation's like Driving Miss Daisy.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
Driving Miss Daisy in '89 won over Do the Right Thing, whereas Do the Right Thing was saying something like visceral about race
Yes.
relations in America. Driving Miss Daisy was like, oh, look at this old black man and this old black woman getting along. Isn't that nice?
Right?
We're not racism is
bad.
racism is not that bad. Once we get to know each other, it's not that bad. And that's what Green Book kind of felt like.
Okay.
So that's what it's kind of being criticized on. It's a kind of a naive, it's a safe choice.
Right. They should
really
have taken a harder edge.
That's right. So when you got something like Black Klansman and like Spike Lee winning his first Academy Award for screenplay,
Yeah.
he went on. He basically had it felt like he had this script from like 30 years ago, and he was just
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And it
Anybody
wasn't-
like the new Coke?
That's right.
He was looking good last night.
He looked great.
Speaking of the fashion element.
Oh, my
of
God.
it.
He always
had the
looks
purple suit, purple glasses.
He looks like Prince.
He was looking great.
No, he was awesome. And but I felt like after that speech, I was like, well, they're not going to give him Best Director now. They was like, well, he was going to win, but after that speech, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I mean, you have the Oscars going with the safe choice again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Crash is very similar to that, where it's like, yeah, racism bad, the movie. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Where you're not saying anything new, you're just kind of exploiting it for like
And that's it.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
sort of like, yeah, exactly.
yeah. So that was kind of a shock. I was expecting Roma to win, or possibly Black Klansman, just to be like, hey, look at this. We're actually going to award something that's saying something relevant.
It seemed like the whole show flowed pretty well. Like I kind of was watching a little bit in the background.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were kind of wondering how it would look without a host, but yeah, they just brought up the presenters, and it seemed like they were ripping through it pretty fast.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, I feel like this is kind of what people want now.
I think so. I mean,
Oscars.
I think like if you have the host and you have them do a bit and it doesn't work, like the whole show just grinds to a halt.
Yeah.
And it's already 3.5 hours long, even without a host.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was.
And you throw a few musical performances in there,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're probably going to be pre-recorded, and it's going to be solid.
They were live.
Well, you never quite know.
You never know. No, Lady Gaga was live. That was pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
It totally looked like they were gonna like make out. It was
Maybe they are right now.
super hot.
Who knows?
It was super hot.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it this morning.
That's right. It was super hot. But one of the bigger shocks was Olivia Colman, who won for Best Actress. I think a lot of people thinking Yalitza Aparicio from Roma was going to win because like there was a lot of momentum there, and it was kind of like a non-actor, which tends to win sometimes. A non-actor will win. But Olivia Colman, and she was genuinely shocked. Like her speech was just like kind of rambling and like charmingly befuddled British person. It was wonderful, wonderful. Serena Williams didn't look too impressed though. I think she was expecting Roma to win as well. And like, there's this shot of people watching her, and they're just like, oh, and there's this face of like Serena Williams. She's just like. Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
It was funny. It was kind of funny, but
here come the memes.
Yeah, some not surprises. Rami Malek won for Bohemian Rhapsody. Really, I was okay with that. I'm fine.
Yeah, you seemed like you didn't really have any problem with him potentially winning Best Actor. It was just with that
I think there's a
Best
better
Picture.
performance. I think Christian Bale's is the better performance.
Okay.
Rami Malek is the kind of like it's the showy performance. Also, the movie did incredibly well.
He's the darling right now.
He
kinda.
is absolutely. He's young. He's well educated. He's articulate. He's an immigrant. He's a first generation, or his parents were immigrants. He's a first generation American. Not to say that kind of plays into it, but let's be true. It does play into it.
It does, and that unique look that he has too.
He does.
To it.
And he's an incredible actor. I mean,
he
no, nothing to take away from him. He's an incredible actor.
I haven't seen Mr. Robot, but I do. Until Dawn, he was in Until Dawn, that video game.
Yeah.
And they did a very good job of the mocapping that game.
Oh yeah.
And so it's exactly him.
Yeah.
And so you're following this game, which is more of a cinematic video game than it was an actual video game.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I liked it. That was the first performance I think that he got me on.
Okay. So he was fantastic. Pardon me. Mahershala Ali won for Green Book, so he won. He's got his second supporting actor Oscar. Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. She was she's been in so much. She's been around for a long time. One of the first things you guys might remember from is Ray. She played Margie in Ray, the woman he has like a relationship with for years and years and years, and she dies of alcoholism. And she's wonderful in that. One of the biggest ones that I was so happy about was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Thank you.
Winning Best Animated.
There's so many. I feel like the culture level here. There's such a high level. Roma. Did you see Ray? And I'm like, holy smokes, man.
Okay, Ray.
Talk about Spider-Man, everybody. Talk about Spider-Man.
No, Phil Lord.
I haven't seen any. Of
Lord and Miller.
They're fine. I'm right here.
There are so many high-level Oscar films that are like, didn't you see this? Oh, it was to the zeitgeist of this time. And I'm like, I was watching pro wrestling, a couple of guys in their underwear fighting for a belt that they're not wearing pants for.
I think we've had Oscar breaks kind of written into Jesse's contract that we're going to talk about the Oscars, and we don't have a choice. Yeah.
Lord and Miller, though, that's awesome. Lord Miller getting an Academy Award, that's amazing.
You guys couldn't have just had me on for Tuesday morning?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're good. I was disappointed to see that. Like, I think Alfonso Cuarón winning for Roma. Like, he's an amazing director. It felt like Spike Lee was going to win. It felt like Black Klansman was great. It's his best reviewed movie in years.
Right.
And they have a tendency to give away like career Oscars. It's like, oh, by the way, sorry for not giving you two for Malcolm X.
Right.
Which is one of the best movies ever made. Here it is for Black Klansman, which is very strong as well.
Yep.
And they didn't do that.
Nah.
And they didn't go with Glenn Close. I thought Glenn Close might win as well because she had a lot of momentum coming in, and that's her 7th nomination without a win. So,
oh wow,
there you go. But I'm really glad.
So another catastrophe of a night.
Absolutely,
what you're saying.
Oscars. So
shut it down.
There's such a divide, I think, between Oscars fans. Right.
That's
There's
right.
High level hoity-toity ones who are all like, right. right? Again.
That is me.
That's you.
I am hoity-toity. One of the cool things, though, is that I'm really glad they decided not air. Those four that they weren't going to.
Well,
air.
they had so much time left over, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, it was nice to see, because those are always the best, like live action short or animated short. Those are the best. The speeches, those are the best speeches. Those are the people that are either just starting out or the people like never thought they'd be there and are just tickled to be there.
Yeah.
And that's where it's great, because I mean, sometimes
they're stumbling on a career potentially.
That's right.
Like, yeah.
Sometimes when you have like a really earnest like speech from somebody who, like that kind of makes the night.
And that's
whereas you have like an actor who's campaigned for this for years and years and years, and they go up there with this fully prepared speech. It's like, good for you.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Dead North Film Festival, once again, creeping its ugly head around.
That's
this
it.
week. Thursday night it starts. My film opens the entire festival.
That's great. Was there any other way to do it?
I don't think so.
With the amount of pressure you put on those poor boys.
They were like, finally Jesse has come home to Dead North.
As the Lord of Bears.
The Lord of Bears, the Bear Lordian. I'm really looking forward to it. You know what, though? I don't have my ticket yet. I think it's...
What? Do you not get like a...
No.
Do I?
So the director does. The director does. He gets two.
Yeah,
so hopefully,
right.
as
I
his
think
lead.
it's going to be... He's going to take him and his wife, I imagine.
Oh, so that's what it is. Okay, yeah.
So I'll have to try to figure out how I'm going to see this thing. But
that's great talking about Bearlord, though, because I want to talk about Bearlord for a second, because Andrew put that out there, and he said, I need a voice for Bearlord. And I'm like, oh, definitely, I'm in, right?
Yeah.
I'll throw my name in hat there, and he liked it right away. And he's like, oh, man, this is good. Can you give me a little bit of direction?
Yeah.
And then he's like, and I've also got Wheeler doing it. And I'm like, holy shit, I've got a mountain to climb here now. Like, I'm the little boy getting his the towel tossed by, was the football player in the commercial there now? Like,
Mean Joe Green. Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
Wash this.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm like, oh, man, well, understudy time. So no, it was funny though, because it was a great project. I loved it. I got to try out for it there. I gave it my all, and it looks so fun. And I actually got a minor role in it, which is funny. By minor, I do mean like literally like one line that somehow got me into the credits, and now I'm tagged in this and on the poster. So it's like, this is great, and I can't wait to see it, because I didn't get to see it yet.
I've seen a little bit of it. Obviously, I haven't seen the whole thing. But
you haven't seen the whole thing?
I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
That's so cool.
It looks so cool. Like, I love the animation style, and
I love that animation. Good on Andrew for doing it. I think Mitchell Wiles did it a year ago too in Elevator Friends that went all over these festivals in the north here, and that's great. I think that it's great to see people breaking into something new like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a film as well.
I have two
films.
Yeah, well, actually, I've been involved with two. I'm directing another one, my seventh one.
Yeah,
I'm the only person to go consecutive 7 years. So Jane Pablo have been like, that's got to be a record. And I'm like, well, you guys are the ones that you should know, right?
Tell me.
You should know. Because, man, and I told them, I said, if it was my show, obviously they've got a lot to do behind the scenes, so they can't just, be in every one.
Yeah.
They did Conibear, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But you can't bust a Conibear every single year, right? You're going to break your neck doing that, right?
Yeah.
And so now to be the only person to go all 7 years, I feel like I've got the tattoo in my hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the Dead North logo.
That's pretty awesome.
The crest here, Cody Fennell, big shout out. It's great art. So this year I'm directing one that I went with something lighter. I wanted a dark comedy. I want to make people laugh and say, oh, geez, no. Oh, my God. No. Right? I want that. That's what I want. And so I went for it this year, but I got to sort of have my cake and eat it too, in the sense that Tamara Vudrak from ICS, one of the staff I have there, my executive producer for television, she directed ICS's entry.
Yeah.
So I went funny, and we went creepy with the other one. And we went traditional. We went sort of with actual Inuvialuit legend.
Yeah.
And some stories that have been passed on. We touched on that, right?
Okay.
And so that's what we've got. So now we've got two. So I've got Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I bought a ticket for 7 o'clock Thursday show.
Nice.
So I'm going all the time. Yeah. And then
Sweet.
the gala and the pitch comp, of course.
That's right.
Yeah. It's going to be a big weekend, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great weekend.
Give us a hint on what you got ready for the pitch. Or?
So the pitch. I am offering something never done before. The very first.
Yeah.
There's never been a movie made in the Inuvialuktun language ever.
Wow.
Especially not a genre slasher.
Nice.
So
that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Jane Pablo, if you just heard that, just pretend you didn't hear that.
That's
and
right.
Let's keep it fresh for Thursday night. No, but I'm preparing because I've done pitch comps. I love pitch competitions. Like, I've done every one they've done here. Every time I've been in town, get me up on stage. I'll just yap about something. I've got a great idea all the time. There's always something cooking back here, right? And so that's what I like about this one. Thursdays is they said very specifically in the email, if you want to do this, here's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
In that this is very serious to us. We're putting up $10,000 of our own money, of our own time and resources, a lot of them, So we want to make sure this product is going to be big and good and well thought out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now is putting the final touches on my pitch and saying, okay, now rehearse, do this. You know what I mean? Because this is big for me. This is very big. I mean, I've got a lot of respect for the guys and what they've been doing, and especially for the genre. Like, I've made 8 short films now and a handful of comedy shorts. But I love doing scary films. I love doing that campy, like, I love trying to scare people, but I also love that sort of like, well, what is that? Why would you do that, right? You know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
Hence pro wrestling fan.
There we go. That's right. There we go.
That's right.
So 7 years in a row. We got about like a Dead North Lifetime Achievement Award.
There you go.
For you
should
at this
have.
point.
That's it. You know, give me the Spirit Award. You know, you guys, come on, just throw this guy a bone here. Well, it's funny because I started off. The first team was 4. There was 4 entries. And it was kind of creepy how it went from 4 to 8 to 16. It was just like, are you guys planning this? Did you guys cut them off?
What is this, a Tool album?
Exactly.
What's going on here?
Right? And so the first one, I won 2 awards in the first year. I got Audience Choice, Fan Favorite, and I got Best Use of Northern Elements. And then in the second year, I got Best Death. So in the first 2 years, I won 3 awards. So now I've just been chasing that dragon here ever since.
Oh, you've been shut out since then?
It's been horrible. Yeah, man.
Wow.
The pool got so deep.
Okay.
And then you got Andrew Silk making Fair in year 3. I'm sorry, but that was I still think about that. Did you guys see that one?
Oh,
Fair?
yeah.
Robin Wasakuna. That was
yeah.
crazy, man. That was creepy.
Yeah. That
Stuff.
was very good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's what I'm hoping for this year is we're seeing that it's attracting more people to it. It's getting a really sort of like a global eye on it now because they're promoting through everybody that's doing the promotions for it. And so you're thinking like, man, this could be it. You know, this could be the story that I tell.
Yeah.
That gets polished, like with Keith's film Bait, right?
Yeah.
It was a great film. It was a cute film. And Artless said, hey, let's polish this up here. You know, we can actually add some production values to this thing and shop it around. And so I'm like, I've got a great story, but admittedly, with your guys' help, it could be so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just so you know, if Bear Lord happens to win anything, if Jesse wins something for Bear Lord,
Which I won't.
Best actor.
Just know that you probably would have got that. He just happened to have a really, really bad head cold when he was voicing it.
Yeah,
so
it
give
was
him
like
that
super
extra.
deep. And
You see, well, so I came in, I was like, I'm the Bear Lordian. I'm, like a failed,
sounds
I'm
great.
failed royal king here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then it was just like, apparently, I don't know, maybe we're packing different things here in the pants or something. It could be a different. I refuse to believe I lost on merit acting alone. Okay?
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Just good timing.
That's
Good
right.
timing for this guy.
I tell
Don't
you,
worry.
right?
I've got something on Andrew. That's what it is.
Yeah, you see, that's
It's
it.
like, you don't want me to release these pictures, man.
Small town.
It's a small town, buddy.
Finger on the button. Finger on the button.
That's the only way I've ever gotten ahead in the city. Is that I have so much dirt on everybody.
And that's it.
Oh man, I've lived here so long.
Shock jocks.
That's
right? You
right.
gotta.
That's
You gotta.
right.
Thank God you didn't run for mayor.
This is why the door's locked downstairs.
That's right.
It says if you've got a delivery, call us. We'll open the door. If you're here for Wheeler, he's not here.
I'm not here.
He's not here.
Not here.
He
He's
works
never
from
here.
home. He
Go
works from
look
home.
elsewhere.
Who's Wheeler?
Awesome. Dead North starts on Thursday night. Get your tickets if they're still available. I don't know.
What I like is that this year they're doing 2 showings a night.
That's right.
Whereas the other nights it was always the 1 o'clock and one showing and 300 people and you got locked out.
Yeah.
And there were so many people because it sold out so fast.
Yeah.
And now I'm hoping they got better success. I don't imagine it'd be as busy at the 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But it would still be some spillover. It's good for people's schedules.
Absolutely.
And then the gala is Saturday too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be big. Going to be a good time.
I guess.
Or it could be the worst week of my life and I'm just going to be crying and drinking all week. So who knows?
Well, that also sounds pretty good. I don't know.
It could turn either.
That does
There's
no
also some pretty
68.
wild parties though too. The
I
Dead
know.
North weekend is always wild
That's
parties.
right, man. Filmmakers they're a kooky, crazy bunch.
Okay, hear about it more on Thursday night because it's not Monday morning apappropriate stories.
No, it's not.
Nothing is.
And you already dropped a bomb. So here we are.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you noticed.
No, really.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Hulk Hogan biopic coming out.
Yeah, and so this is again polarizing because
Just before we get into what Scott had,
because people are like, oh, how can Helmsworth play? How can Thor play Hogan?
Hemsworth can play anything.
I tell you that right now. I'm telling you that everybody right now with any sort of skepticism in their head is going to be watching this and loving it because it's going to be great. How would they not sign on to it? How could they? You think they did this half brained, half baked at all? No.
Last week we were trying to cast the rest.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart is Coco Beware, and I don't know who else. we
Yeah,
have.
Danny DeVito is Mean Gene Okerlund.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah. And then we were who was Undertaker?
I don't know. We didn't do very well.
We didn't do very
casting
well.
it.
That's
yeah.
right. Hugh Jackman. The
Hugh
Undertaker.
Jack.
Yeah. Wait,
Is that what we came?
I think so. Yeah. Just because he looks great, like him dressed as Van Helsing kind of looks like the Undertaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 What's up, Scott?
Well, so as you know, this past weekend,
I don't
know. You don't know?
No, I don't know.
You
What's
don't know?
going on?
Okay.
You
Well,
got
you
married.
know that Nicole and I have
Got
a
married?
huge
What?
movie watching list.
Yes, that's right. You have an enormous list. They have a list of movies on their fridge of things neither of them have seen.
Well,
it
no,
would
it's-
shock you.
It's a combination of things neither of us have seen or one or the other hasn't seen.
Yeah.
So it's amazing when we have these conversations with people because
Yeah.
there's people that you'd be like, you haven't seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got
haven't
so
you seen-"
many of those.
And that's it. But there's so many people, even in the industry,
Oh, yeah.
that you're like, but, and then you sort of realize that not everybody has the same life experience that you
Yeah.
have, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's stupid.
Get with the picture, guys.
Why isn't everybody thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
Thank you.
literally every movie we've mentioned so far this morning,
Nothing.
haven't seen.
Nothing. You can watch Roma on Netflix.
Yep.
All right, great.
Might get to it. But this weekend,
Yeah.
we we were rewashing our duvet that our dog had thrown up on
Yeah.
the previous week.
Yeah. Great movie.
It was a hassle.
Great movie.
So we were like, yeah, we're going to spend our Friday night washing a duvet and watching movies. So we, checked off a few movies on our list we were
Yeah.
going to watch. One of them happened to be Casablanca.
Eh.
Really? Wow. You know what? I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I was, I didn't really know what to expect.
It's one of the greatest screenplays ever written.
I mean, so we've got, most of them are like modern-ish movies on our
Yeah,
list.
right,
But
right,
we've got Casablanca, which is 1942.
Yep.
And Citizen Kane, which is
Wow, those are really
1941.
classics. Yeah.
I think, yeah. So, those are kind of two that I was like, well, I want to watch them. I want to be able to say that
should
I
be the
watched them.
foundation, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I don't
build up.
I don't expect to like them.
Yeah, but you have to at least say that you've been there.
Yeah. But so we watched Casablanca. And
That being said,
it's like,
I haven't seen
I
that.
loved it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it was great.
And
How's
both
the
those movies
pacing?
are. So what?
How's the pacing? Does it hold up?
Yeah,
It does.
It was
Like-
really good.
Yeah. Citizen Kane and Casablanca are those ones. It's not like a 30s movie or like even later movies in the 40s where they have that like kind of theatrical pacing and shooting where
There
you're
you
just
go.
kind of like, this is the most boring thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen. So Casablanca and Citizen Kane are both kind of, they're way up there. They're great screenplays. They're great movies, but also for techniques, a bit more. You start seeing the modernization of shooting techniques.
Yeah.
So they were
modernization
ahead of their time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And modernization of acting techniques as well. 'cause
Cool.
It wasn't very. It was less theatrical than what they're kind of used to.
Yeah, it wasn't like you were watching a stage play
Yeah.
that happened to have a camera in front of it. No, it was really great. I again fully expected not to like it.
And both of them have been so well parodied, like so borrowed
Oh, God,
from,
yeah.
right? So you'll see what
And
you
that's
see
it.
from this angle on Citizen Kane or Casablanca is like, oh, that's where that comes.
Yeah.
from.
That's where it comes
That's
from.
amazing.
That's the first time I watched Pulp Fiction. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The Simpsons have just made a career
Oh,
off of this
God,
movie.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There's so many. Yeah, like every time he said, here's looking at you, kid. Nicole and I are like, oh, there it is.
Drink.
It's maybe the start of a beautiful friendship.
So the
what
problems
an
of two
ending.
people don't amount to a hill of beans.
But I don't know if I would have started my night out like that. I don't know, like just with the dog puking and washing the blankets. Like, hey,
Casablanca.
you kind of like, let's just get entertained now. Like,
Just watch the
kind of down.
one of the greatest movies ever.
You had to do something in
What
the meantime,
else?
right?
What else did you watch? You said
So
you watched
yeah,
Pulp.
we went from Casablanca was the first feature of the night
To Meatballs
to
3.
No, to Training Day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow.
The
Bit of a-
Casablanca of
bit of a
Denzel
departure.
Washington.
It's kind of like you're just like throwing darts at a board
Yeah, it's
almost.
just
Like you're just like you flip open the phone book.
Yeah,
and you go, this one. I'm calling this guy right now.
Well, what we do is we each take turns picking what movie we want to watch. So her choice was Casablanca.
To
Training
juxtapose.
My choice is Training Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that movie I did not see coming where it went.
It
I
was-
kind of thought you kind of get the sense at the start that Denzel Washington's character is going to be like the good guy, kind of, or like
Yeah,
The moral compass.
yeah.
No, you-
But well, you get the sense that he's the one that you're like kind of cheering for, like the cool guy.
Well,
that
because
you
it's
kind of-
Denzel.
But Denzel
Yeah.
plays that role so well.
Yeah,
like,
and he
even in
doesn't-
Flaws,
that was-
like it's,
That was his first villain.
Yeah.
Like, that was the
Yeah.
first villain he'd ever played. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that turned that on its ear, and he won an Oscar for that. And
he had Fallen
but-
right after that too, wasn't it? Was it?
Yeah,
Fallen?
Fallen. No, Fallen was just before
Oh,
that.
was it
Fallen was
before- okay.
90s.
Okay.
But like, yeah, so that was a very unexpected thing from him
Yeah.
at the time, and it's a movie that actually holds up pretty well. There's some
Oh,
things in
God,
it. There's
yeah.
some things in it that are kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
but like, it's a solid movie.
It's so
and
good.
Antoine Fuqua has a great eye, and like the movie looks really good, like really sumptuous with color. But like the two lead performances, Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, are really really good.
Yeah,
They are.
fantastic.
Yeah, and great
and the
music.
situations they get themselves that they're into, you're like, wow.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, wow.
Well, that scene with Cliff Curtis when he's in the gang leader's house.
Yeah,
and
the
he's
house
playing cards.
there.
It's
Yeah.
like that. The tension in that scene is
Oh,
insane.
So
Yes.
good.
So good.
They
so
played that
good.
role so well, the two different worlds, him coming into a different world, he has no idea.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And it's just like, this is nothing like what I expected to be, right?
Yeah.
Really-
Well, it's fun because it kind of plays with your head too. Because there's points where you're kind of justifying his behavior in your own mind.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you're looking at it from Ethan Hawke's character's point of view, where he's like this, fresh face, like we got to do everything by the book.
Yeah.
We got to be good. We got to be, kind to people. And Denzel's just not there, right?
Was
But he's
so
so
deep
far
into-
gone
yeah.
that you're kind of trying to find your own line, where it's like, I don't know what that life's
That's
like.
right.
So like, is my line just out of whack? And yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah,
Really
it's a
loved
good
it.
movie.
Yeah.
And great music, obviously.
Don't you guys
Yeah.
live like that now as seasoned radio hosts?
That's
One
right.
of you is the good guy, one of you is the hard.
Oh, I'm
That's right.
definitely
And the
villain.
line is always in question.
That's
what I
right.
mean,
That's
right?
right.
That's what I
We
mean.
will step over the line. I think
habitual line steppers.
Yeah, that's right. Habitual line steppers. We've got a tally, or we should have a tally about how many times I mentioned orgies. But
So
on
he
the morning
can
show.
say orgies, but I can't say the S word.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because
Orgies are a beautiful thing.
that's
Des.
right. There's
I'm not denying
and
that.
I'm all when I say orgies, it's short for organisms.
To finish off the break, we finished off the weekend movie-wise watching Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Hey, wow.
Lord.
You guys are all over the board here.
What a gamut you ran,
Right?
Casablanca, Training Day,
We did
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
We didn't quite finish that one. I was like, Nicole, is this going anywhere? She's like, no,
it's-
really.
it's-
we didn't have to watch it.
Yeah, we've got it.
that one survives on its charm of Lisa Kudrow and
Yeah.
and
I think so
what's her
too.
name?
It was
What's
more
her name?
about no.
Right. What's her name? She won an Oscar for Mighty
it's
Aphrodite.
Mira
Mira Sorvino.
Sorvino, that's what it is.
There
Yeah.
you go. So it survives on their charm, but it's fairly.
And I think
Yeah.
it was of the time, kind of like with
Yes.
Clueless. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
really representative of the time.
Ah,
of the
and
film.
Phoebe was at the height of her popularity.
That
in
was what it
Friends,
was.
and,
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, great. That was a great weekend of movies.
Thanks, man.
Well done.
That's
It's
awesome.
fun.
Well
You
done.
guys eat popcorn and stuff while you're doing it?
No, actually.
Really?
What?
We
What do
ate
you
soup.
do? They eat soup. What? What
She
is going on in your house? Like, is everything okay?
Nicole had 2 wisdom teeth pulled. on
Oh,
Friday.
that's right.
So,
That's right.
popcorn was
She
not
told me
really
about
an
that.
option.
I love that you're there for her in that sense too, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
you're not eating the ribs and you're not having the wings and you're not just snacking on the chips. You're like, all right, babe, I'm gonna eat some pablum
That'd be
with you here. You
amazing.
know?
I'm a sweetheart, Des. What can I say?
Yes,
That's cool.
sweetie. That'd be amazing though. If
That's
you're just
good.
like, you want popcorn? All right.
yeah.
You want any? All right.
And that's funny how they say
All
that.
right. All right. The tea.
Yeah, the thing.
That's funny.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.